Hey, welcome to Super Social Club. I'm Jeremy. Today I have the Octomore Event Horizon. This was the 2019 special release for the Fazil Festival in Isla. Coming in at 12 years old, it is the oldest Octomore ever bottled. I'll let you know that extra age translates when I nose it, taste it, and give it a mark. Alright, the Event Horizon. I'm not sure if you guys have ever seen the movie Event Horizon before. I remember seeing it as a kid and being completely weirded out by it. There's one scene in particular. If I find it, I'll put it here. Just crazy stuff. Big thank you to Richard. Richard has generously donated this bottle to the channel. So thank you very much, Richard. Your generosity is unmatched. Event Horizon, this was limited to just 2,000 bottles. This is bottle 587 out of 2,000. 12 years old, 55.7% ABV, and 162.6 ppm. So as far as other Octomores are concerned, the ppm level, this one's about medium to lower. You can get some of the, I think it was the 8.3 was like over 300 ppms. So this one a little bit lower as far as current releases are concerned. Let's see how this is on the nose. So matured in ex Oloroso, ex Pedro Jimenez sherry casks. Something a little bit different that you get from Octomore. Usually you see ex-bourbon, French wine casks, matured, so a little bit different with this pure sherry. You get that rusty kind of sherry note to this. Almost kind of reminiscent of like a Bowmore 18. If you smelt Bowmore 18, a little bit of that sherry aspect, I find it in here. Some floral notes for sure. And then like raspberry. I get that like wild raspberry, that like dirty raspberry kind of note. Lots of peat. That earthy, muddy style peat to this. And maybe a little bit of like a grilled lemon aspect to it as well. Interesting nose. Really nice. Nice and rich. Lots of sherry, lots of peat on the nose for sure. Let's go palate. Huge hit, like all Octomores. Lots of almost like a candy strawberry note. So like gummy strawberry candies. Figs, lots of fig aspect to this as well. That finish hits you with that wild raspberry again. That's really good. And then you get this like awesome barbecue char. Really cranked up. Lots of charred barbecue. Almost like a crispy bacon, like an overcooked, overcrisp bacon. Salty. That's really nice. That note, I live for that note in peated whiskeys when you get that barbecue char in the end. Phenomenal. Only takeaway that I don't really like about this is the oak aspect to it. You do get that drying oakiness to this. Sometimes I don't mind a dry oak on the finish, but this one, I think it's a combination of that sherry, maybe like a little bit of like sherry tannins mixed with like oakiness. It might be the same kind of thing. It just dries out a little bit and doesn't quite work for my palate personally. But that's my only negative aspect about this. Everything else about it, really nice. Score-wise for me on this one, when I first opened this bottle, I was pretty disappointed with it. Just because it's not like other Octomores. Again, the maturation here using PX and using Oloroso, you don't really see that too much in other Octomores. So it was kind of off-putting in that respect. It just wasn't, the same what you would expect. Of course, with every Octomore, I decant about 2 ounces. I pour that into a sample jar and set it aside just because Octomores need time to breathe more so than any other whiskey I've had experience with. So I bring it down to about here, leave it for a bit, let it sit, come back, revisit it maybe a little times. But yeah, this one definitely needs time to open up. First pour, I let it sit for an hour or so before I even touch it. This one's been sitting for about an hour with the cap on, and it's right where it needs to be now. It's really nice. So score-wise for me on this one, I'm going 88.5 out of 100. Where does that fit with other Octomores for me? I've definitely, some of the 0.3s I scored higher. Again, this one's different. It's definitely a different whiskey, but good in its own respect. Really, really nice. Let me know what you think. Octomore in general. I know probably this one is probably only available in the secondary market now with just 2,000 releases. But let me know what you think about Octomore. Thanks again to Richard. If you want to get involved with our whole Patreon thing, you can check out Patreon, link down below. As always, guys, have a good one. Cheers.